What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and today we have a team up and graphic brought to you by a longtime viewer and friend, Hayden. He wanted me to share with all of you his method for dealing with the Horsemen. So with that being said, let's take a look at the Horsemen's Kryptonite in action. Our team up for this one is going to consist of Havoc, Mockingbird, and an agent in the Empowered Bruiser armor. Then it was suggested that we use the Hand of Apocalypse, but unfortunately I don't have that weapon yet. So instead I'm using the Enchanted Crowbar along with the Blade of the Guardian. That way hopefully my agent protects and then counterattacks with both weapons. This will at least help out with Mockingbird and Havoc's Paragon Exploiter abilities. The other suggestion was to use the Warbringer Axe, and then I threw on the Neurotrope just because. With Mockingbird I have the Inspiring Empowered ISO 8 and the Close Empowered ISO 8. So she gains morale boost and street fighting. And then on Havoc, well, there's quite a few options for him. But for now, we're going to use the E-ISOs that provide sharpshooter and phased frequencies. Now as we get into the first battle, one of the things that makes this team up so awesome is Mockingbird's level 6. This ability, named Critical Intel, is a quick action that places weak point on all the enemies. This guarantees that the next attack will be a hit and a crit, and that's just incredible for Havoc. Imagine his plasma wave with a guaranteed hit and crit. In essence, you're granting a guarantee that Havoc's going to one-shot someone. Alright, so let's take out some Horsemen. We didn't get the greatest turn order for Havoc one-shotting someone. He's going to get the last action of the round, but I can guarantee that at least one of the enemies is going to be defeated by then. First up, it's going to be my agent, so we're going to use his Short Fuse Empowered Armor ability, followed by the Neurotrope, and then I think I'm going to try to kill their agent, mainly because he is holding the Magnetic Field Generator, and I really don't want to have to deal with that. And then the fact that he's a tactician just seals the deal for me. I don't want him to gain extra turns from attacking Havoc. Now in order to do the most damage with my agent, I'm going to use the Warbringer Axe. It's going to come very close to getting a one-shot kill on their agent. Actually, never mind, due to the Epiphany, we gain a critical hit, and that's plenty of damage. We also gained an Uncanny Coordination, so it's going to be Havoc's turn, and we'll start by using Plasma Spheres. This AoE does cause some problems because of Rogue. She's going to get 2 counterattacks and weaken Havoc. And what I mean by that is he's going to be impaired and also gain Withered. Those are 2 debuffs that's going to considerably lower his damage. Then Rogue, or Famine I should say, is going to take her normal action and most likely use her level 9 Black Horse. This could be problematic on any of my characters, but especially Havoc. Luckily my agent steps up and takes the hit. We're going to gain big and fast, so an extra turn and also a counterattack. And it looks like our Brawl is going to do plenty of damage and finish Rogue off for good. So far this team is working amazingly, especially with all the procs. And now X-23 is ready for a Paragon Exploiter ability. Now with Mockingbird's first action, I'm going to use Critical Intel, and like I said, it does place weak point on the enemy. This is going to guarantee the next attack hits and crits. And then her level 9 has Paragon Exploiter and Deadly Crits. So here goes her Mocking Blow, and it does 80,000 and an epic overkill. Next we're facing another very popular Horseman team. It's Pestilence and Famine. I was using this team myself, but I pretty quickly switched on defense. And then on offense I'm pretty much always switching, so. But it is quite a formidable team. The good news for us this time is that Havoc's going to get our first turn. So that means we can go for that devastating first round one-hit kill. Normally I would go for Beast, but I do see that hotshot in the agent's hand. I'm not using a single Relentless E-ISO on this team, so just this once I'm going to target their agent. And there it is, 120,000 damage, and their agent's not even going to get a turn. So because of that we do take a Jekyll and Hyde, and we now have off balance and cornered. Still, I have to say that's better than Nano Plague. And now I'm going to use Critical Intel, and then use Mockingbird's level 1 on Pestilence. He's definitely going to be the next one to go. And we also gain Infiltrator status on Mockingbird. With my agent, it's going to be pretty much the same as last time. We're going to use the short fuse, then the Neurotrope, and actually I was wrong, I'm going to target Famine. The reason for this is because she is next to act, and she also has weak point. So with my enraged and strengthened agent, I should be able to take her out in one shot. Beast really isn't that devastating by himself, so I'm not too worried about what he's going to do. The AI was smart enough to use Jekyll and Hyde on Mockingbird, that way she doesn't counterattack. Otherwise the fight would probably be over right there. Then I have to recharge on her turn because she was apparently locked out of melee abilities. But an Enchanted Crowbar strike does enough damage to end the fight. So moving on to the last battle, it's going to be against the same team for two reasons. One, this is a slightly stronger team, and two, because let's face it, it's probably the most popular Horseman team-up and the one you're going to face. Their agent appears to have the entire demon set, so once again, Havoc's going to attack her. So here goes that first turn plasma wave, and it one-shots her with a 78,000 overkill. It's really hard to beat Havoc when it comes to eliminating a threat. If you don't have this character, you really need to invest in him. He does wonders in PvE as well for score challenges and the like. Now with Mockingbird, it's time for critical intel, and so now they have weak point. We'll start with her twin strike. Actually, instead we're going to use her level 2 and try the stun pestilence. I noticed that he didn't have relentless EISO, so I went ahead with that move instead. Now with my agent, after we do all our buffs, I could try the one-shot rogue with the axe, but instead I'm going to set her up with the Enchanted Crowbar. Hopefully I don't come to regret this decision later. She's probably going to double counterattack, and this is a strong team. Right now we're certainly in control, but Famine can change all of that in an instant. And by the way, this is another reason why the Hand of Apocalypse would work really well on this team. It places off balance on the opponent, so that would pretty much shut down Rogue as far as all these counterattacks. But unfortunately we don't have it, so she starts with an absorb power. So she transfers all those debuffs back onto my agent, and now she's going to gain the bruiser power. So at this point I'm already starting to regret trying to set up that big plasma wave hit. But I just need to stay strong because I want to get that big finish. Pestilence and Havoc both have to skip their turn, and now it's going to be Famine's turn. My agent should protect whatever she throws at us, and it looks like it's going to be a Drain Essence. It critically hits and fully restores all of her health. Now you see what I mean by Famine being such a huge problem. My agent should counterattack, but it's going to be really weak. And then she's going to gain an extra turn because of Kree speed. My agent definitely can't take another hit, so this absorb power is going to finish him off. Next up we have Mockingbird, and right now she is a scrapper, and they have that Infiltrator beast. So I'll use her level 9, and then if she does need a follow-up, she'll get it, and he's definitely not going to make it through that. After this, it's just going to be 2-on-1, and we should be able to beat Famine. Unfortunately, he is locked out from doing any ranged attacks. The reason for this is because he does have reduced potential, which I'll show you in just a second. He was prevented from using a random set of ability types, and this time it's too far, unable to use ranged abilities. This limits him to only his level 1. And since I'm not really interested in it, and I don't want to cause a counterattack, and by that I mean Southern Hospitality, I'm just going to recharge. Unfortunately, she uses Brawl and hits us anyway. Then with Mockingbird, I'm going to use her level 2 and try the stun Famine. We also will gain a follow-up attack and use that level 1 anyways. At this point, she's pretty well set up for the Paragon Exploiter move, and she is stunned. So let's conclude this video with a powerful plasma wave finish. Havoc's attack is slightly weakened, but it's still going to do a ton of damage. And it tops 220,000. So that's going to be it for this video, and our look at the Horsemen's Kryptonite. I really hope you enjoyed it, and please stay tuned for an All Hail the King episode later this evening. Lastly, I want to thank you all for watching, and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, good luck and take care.